Hi, I'm Aki, a minimalist who is a school teacher living in a small village in Japan. I usually wake up at 5 a.m. every day. As usual today, I cleaned up my room, drank my favorite matcha, went out to take a breath of the fresh morning air, went for a run while listening to the song of spring birds, and said hello to the sun. I'm in love with waking up early. One day, I heard those words. The average millionaire wakes up at 4 a.m. in the morning. Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, wakes up early. Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, wakes up early. Dwayne Johnson wakes up early. I didn't particularly want to be a millionaire, but I felt that if I could wake up at 4 a.m., I could have one more hour to do more in the morning. Then I started my 30-day challenge, waking up at 4 a.m. every day. But in reality, it wasn't so easy. Because this is actually my third time doing this challenge. The first challenge was in October 2021, but I gave up on the 16th day. Second challenge was in May in 2022, but I couldn't wake up at 4 a.m. for several of those days. So, this is my third challenge. Okay, let's take a look back at the first week. If you want to take on this challenge too, there's something I want you to know to wake up at 4 a.m. That is, on the first day and second days, you tend to feel excited. So, it's easier to manage getting up early. But the third to seventh day, there is a chance that you lose the motivation and it's hard to get up. Even if I was able to wake up, I felt drowsy during the day. It's kind of like jet lag. You need to get through the third to seventh day to finally get used to it. So, how we get over such a difficult situation? It's about creating fun in the morning. Over the past 30 days, I've tried a number of different things to make sure to get up at 4 a.m. One of the most effective measures was that by creating something to enjoy in the morning, your mind will change from I have to wake up to I want to wake up. Have you ever woken up early in the morning because you were looking forward to a school excursion or a date with your first boyfriend or girlfriend? If you create this state of mind every day, you can wake up early every morning. For example, reading your favorite books, cooking, running, going for a small hike, eating sweets, painting, gardening, listening to your favorite music. Anything is fun if it makes you excited and happy. For me, in the morning, I make matcha with my own special routine in a quiet kitchen. This is a simple style chanoyu, makes me calm down and concentrate on the present moment. The moment I drink matcha, I feel incredible happiness. I also found it very enjoyable to walk in the dark when no one is awake in the morning. Things like that would really help me wake up at 4 a.m. When you look forward to waking up in the morning, you'll possibly be able to get up before the alarm, like me. Today as well, I drank matcha, ran in the quiet, dark, and mysterious morning. No one is around here, so I could sing my favorite songs out loud. I don't need to go to karaoke. I found another fun thing to do in the morning. I realized that if you can do fun things first thing in the morning, you tend to be happy throughout the day as well. Also, when I wake up at 4 a.m., I always think that the day is gonna be very long. The morning hours especially feels very long. But of course, there are also disadvantages. The biggest downside is that it makes you hungry. Now it's around 10, so when you wake up at 4 o'clock, you get hungry earlier than usual. I'm so hungry now. That's why I started eating between meals. Third week. What do you think are the two biggest enemies of waking up at 4 a.m.? It's the changes in the surrounding area and night events. Night events such as parties with our friends or drinking with colleagues are certainly fun, but while you're trying to get into the habit of waking up at 4 a.m., I wouldn't recommend joining these gatherings. The reason is simple: you won't be able to wake up the next day. The other day, I had a job with the village firefighting group. It would have been fine if it was just work, but after that, we decided to have a hot pot party. But it was already 8:20 p.m. Time to go to bed. So I took a rain check and went home and immediately went to bed. By doing so, I was able to wake up at 4 a.m. the next day. Next, you should be aware of changes in your daily surrounding areas. That's because it can disrupt your usual routine. For example, I recently went to Tokyo for a Chanoyu lesson and held a real tea ceremony. I stayed at a hotel. This is totally different from my usual room. I felt like I was on a trip and wanted to go for a drink or watch a movie. So you have to be careful about these kinds of changes. It's important not to break the routine as much as possible, even if the situation changes. And try to wake up at 4 a.m. On this day, I woke up at 4 a.m. and worked around the city, feeling a different kind of stimulation than usual. A breakfast unlike any other. Work in a different place, a day spent in a different atmosphere. There will also be a little happening. Did you see that? Woo-hoo! But no matter where I was, what I was doing, or even the rain, I kept my routine. It's said that if you do something continuously 21 days, it'll become a habit. Certainly by the fourth week, waking up at 4 a.m. became normal. However, no matter how long you keep waking up at 4 a.m., you might still feel sleepy after waking up. Yes, sometimes you really don't want to get out of your bed. In this case, there are two effective ways to do this from my experience. First, this pose. You want to stand up and do this pose. By doing this, I can roll up my sleeves like, okay, I'll wake up and have a great day as usual. It's said that motion and emotion are connected, so this pose really helps me encourage myself. You may think I'm lying, but this is pretty effective. Second, put away the mattress immediately. That way, you can definitely avoid sleeping twice, unless you sleep on the floor. If I was using a bed, I would have to leave the bedroom as soon as I wake up. This week, I learned another benefit of waking up at 4 a.m. It's that I can have solid blocks of time without distraction. I know life is always busy. It's difficult to find enough time because you're always distracted with someone or something. But if you wake up at 4 a.m., nothing is gonna bother you. You don't get a call from your boss or clients, no meetings, no text messages, no interruptions, kids. I think it's kind of like a miracle time. Just imagine, what if you could use this miracle time for your future? What if you could exercise for your health, prepare for a new business? What if you could clean your room to be a minimalist? I bet your life will change a lot in a year from now. For me nowadays, I started to take a YouTube Academy course and morning yoga class for my future. It's really great. The last day. Good morning. Wow, look at this. But anyway, I made it. Waking up at 4 o'clock every day 1 month. Whew. This is how my waking up at 4 a.m. every day for 30 days ended successfully. So what I learned the most through this experience is that waking up at 4 a.m. has the potential to change your life. I'll summarize the benefits of waking up at 4 a.m. here. Since you have more time in the morning, your work efficiency will increase a lot. Feels like your day is doubled. If you do fun things first thing in the morning, you tend to be happy throughout the day. you can use your miracle time where no one distracts you for your future. Above all, the morning fresh air will make you happy. To be honest, I'm still sleepy when waking up at 4 a.m. But from now on, I'll try to continue this habit as much as possible. If you want, do it together. Yay! In the next video, I'll introduce all the methods I try to wake up at 4 a.m. So, if you want to change yourself as well, please refer to it. Thank you so much. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye!